Hey folks! So a couple weeks ago I gave some combat pointers for Frosthaven Digital that also work for Gloomhaven. But combat isn't the only thing in Frosthaven. You've also got the Outpost that you'll need to build up from its humble beginnings to a thriving, albeit constantly under siege, town. We're going to get started in just a moment, but as a reminder, these videos are sponsored by Games, and if you want to play Frosthaven Digital, it is in early access right now. So you should click on that link in the description if you want to check it out. Alright, let's dive in with my top 5 beginner strategies for building up your outpost. So technically the first tip is for something to do during combat, but it directly ties into the outpost, so we're going to cover it first. Every time you kill a monster, it's going to drop some loot. These range from resources to herbs to cold hard cash, or the occasional rare item. And you're going to want to pick these up. A lot of people I've played with consider loot to either be a distraction, only to be picked up if it's extremely convenient, or they try to grab every single bag that falls on the ground. But the truth is, you should end up somewhere in the middle. Just about everything you pick up will be helpful for the outpost, so you shouldn't just leave it behind. But it's better to win the scenario than to leave behind a rich corpse, so you don't want to get too greedy. One thing, though, that you should keep in mind is that if you know that you're going to win a scenario and you're able to stall out the ending, it's often worth it to go back and pick up some loot bags before finishing up. At least in the early game, you'll usually be able to handle scenarios without needing help from too many items. They're definitely useful, but your resources are better spent preparing for what's to come. The only thing I'd say you don't really need to hold on to are herbs. Feel free to turn those into potions. While conventional video game wisdom says potions are one-time use, in Frosthaven they refresh at the end of a scenario, so they can be really good to have. Anyway, there are a few building options to choose from early on, and while I'll go over my recommended order in a bit, pretty much every building will improve your prosperity. Getting your prosperity to the next level will have personal benefits for you, but it will also unlock new and better buildings. So it all feeds back into itself in a beneficial way. The early buildings will do one of 4 things. They'll help you with resources, they'll give you access to certain missions, they'll protect you from attacks, or they'll give you more powerful items to buy. Since you need resources to build all of your buildings, I think the early resource trading buildings are the first thing you should focus on. And provided you don't spend all of your metal crafting an ugly helmet or something, that shouldn't be too hard. Once you've got your resource conversion sorted, then you can start looking at what's next. But I'll tell you one thing that shouldn't be. There are 3 buildings, or I guess you could call them items, that will help you get to certain missions that are otherwise inaccessible. These are the boat, the sled, and the climbing gear. And while these are items that you will want to build eventually, you don't need to worry about them right away. See, they don't provide you with anything. Instead, when missions come up that require these things, you'll need to have them in order to choose those missions. But since you don't know what's going to be needed first, I'm of the opinion that you should just wait on building any of them until you find a mission that does have a travel requirement. And then you can build the one you actually need instead of guessing. One thing you should prepare for ahead of time is getting attacked. You'll occasionally face an attack event, and this is similar to an attack in combat, except you'll be drawing a defense card and trying to beat the enemy's attack value. There are a few ways to prepare for this. First off, having higher morale will improve your defenses, as will improving your defenses. You can rebuild wall sections, and each of these will give you a small boost to defense. You can also spend soldiers for a small boost and to gain advantage on the draw. Failing to repel an attack will lead to damaged or destroyed buildings, and that's not something you'll really want to have to deal with. That being said, attacks are more rare in summer, which you start the game in. After your 10th Outpost event, though, winter will start, and with it, an increase in danger. So you should really try to build up some decent defenses by then. And those are my top 5 beginner outpost building strategies. Hopefully they'll keep you safe and sound and prepared for the winter. If you've got any outpost suggestions of your own, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And again, if you want to play in Frosthaven Digital's early access, please use that link in the description so that they know I sent you. And that's all from me, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.